Ryan O'Callaghan played in the NFL for 6 years, including a trip to the Super Bowl with the New England Patriots. Hello, Mr. Kraft. Back in 2017, I love Mr. Kraft. Back in 2017, O'Callaghan opened up about his personal struggles, 2017, that he faced on and off the field in our series, Note to Self.
You're going to invest all of your energy and time into football, so people refrain from asking your least favorite question, where's your girlfriend? You're going to start chewing tobacco in order to look more straight. Don't do it. You're going to gain as much weight as possible so that people see you as unattractive. You're going to do everything in your power to make sure no one finds out that you're gay. You know that if your cover is blown, you'll lose everything. If you're gay, you're as good as dead.
Think about that for a second. O'Callaghan is now out with a new book, My Life on the Line, How the NFL Damn Near Killed Me and Ended Up Saving My Life. Ryan O'Callaghan is here with us in the green room. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you again.
Whenever I talk about the Note to Self, I always say that yours is my favorite because it is so poignant to me and so relatable for so many people. And when you talk about in the book, My Life on the Line, How the NFL Damn Near killed me and ended up saving my life, I go back to that bite where it said, because being gay is as good as dead. Because that is what you felt, Ryan. You felt that there was nobody you could talk to. You said football was a good beard for you because inside you're a little gay boy with a big secret.
Yeah, I was absolutely convinced growing up hearing the things I heard from family and
from your family
and
members.
Friends. Yeah, and you know, as a child, the things you hear out of your family's mouth, they stick with you, you know,
Yeah.
and I don't think a lot of parents out there realize that your kids are listening, and if you use derogatory language like that, you can be doing a lot of damage to your kids, and it affected me, you know, pretty heavily, and it stuck with me throughout my life.
But the thing that struck me about your book is that you knew at a fairly early age, didn't you, that you were gay or that you were different. What did you know, and what age were you?
Yeah, you know, I think all your little boys, 5, 6, 7 years old, you start getting crushes on girls or boys. But as soon as you hit puberty and the crush turns into more of like a desire, you know that you're gay. And for a little bit, I thought, okay, maybe this is a phase. And you know, quickly, I found out it wasn't.
You talked about watching Saved by the Bell, where other people are looking at the girls. You're looking at Zach.
How stereotypical, I know, but we all have our type.
So yeah, we all have our type. But the thing that got me is when you said, it's exhausting being with anybody in a relationship. But for you, you said you had to be on all of the time. What did that mean, being on all of the time, pretending?
Yeah, when I was closeted, I was always just worried what other people were thinking. And I always tried to control a conversation because I never wanted someone to ask, you know, who you're dating or different things like that. And I would always look for opportunities just to be by myself, get away, so I wouldn't have to worry or think about what others are thinking. I was consumed with that.
Football had to be kind of a relief to you because can there be any more masculine sport in the world than football? In terms of when it comes to hiding, you said that was a really good place to hide.
Yeah, I mean, it may sound silly to some, but a locker room is a great place to hide because you're just one of 100 people.
Guys.
You're just one of the guys, and especially moving to a new city, you can tell them whatever you want, and there's no reason not to believe you. So, and football being so masculine, you know, my parents, fans don't really assume, for the most part, that someone playing could be gay. And I assure you, there's a lot of gay football players out there.
You can assure us that.
Yeah.
Well, it would make sense. I mean, you know, you look at the statistics in this country, it would make sense that that is the case.
Yeah, that you know, like you said, just the facts, the numbers, and you know, I hear from quite a few of them, and we're trying to change things to make it easier for them to come out and work with the NFL to make it easier as well. So hopefully we can make some progress with that.
I want to go back to Ryan O'Callaghan in high school, because this is the thing that got me about you. Because when I met you a couple of years ago, I thought, you know, he's such a good guy. He's such a gentleman, really considerate. And you said in high school, I was basically a jerk, except you used the A word.
Yeah.
And that you would go out of your way. You said you regret to this day your behavior. What did you do?
Yeah, I was your stereotypical bully, big man on campus. You know, I think most bullies are a little insecure about something, so they just project and take it out on others.
But you would say derogatory things about gays.
Yeah, well, you know, that happens a lot, and I'd pick on people. I was pretty brutal, and I'd rather known for being a jerk than, you know, something else.
Somebody who was gay.
Yeah, and like you said, I regret that. I've given some apologies, and
But even when you were doing that, you knew that you were gay. You knew that.
oh yeah, and that was just me lashing out at people because I was insecure and hated myself.
And you're thinking, I don't want anybody to find out.
oh yeah.
So then you're struggling with, you start abusing prescription drugs. You start having suicidal thoughts because you're thinking the only way to really free myself is to take your own life. That's how dark it got for you?
Yeah, I didn't think my family would ever love me as a openly gay man. I thought, like I said in the book, they'd love me more as a dead straight man. I know how ridiculous that is.
It does
now,
sound ridiculous.
But when I was closeted, I was just consumed in my head and wasn't thinking straight. And
No, you said they would prefer a dead straight man than a gay man who was full of life.
Yeah.
Now, doesn't that just sound crazy to you now when you sit there and think about this?
Yeah, after I came out, I quickly learned, well, for one, how much my family accept me and love me no matter what. But just there's a whole community out there, even if your family doesn't, there's a whole community of people out there that will, open their arms and love you and kind of give you a place to go in a lot of ways. And that's what I try to do now is let people know that and just feel accepted and welcome.
You had played for the Patriots, and you
Yes.
played for the Kansas City Chiefs, and you're in the locker room, and you do get the question, where's your girlfriend?
Yeah.
What's your answer? What was your answer?
Yeah, so my go-to answer was she's back home. It wasn't unusual for guys to live in the city, so in New England during the season, back home in the off season. So a lot of guys did that. So it wasn't unusual. There was one case in New England where we went to Mr. Kraft had a big party, so that was like bring a date.
Yes.
So now I had
That's
to
not
find,
bringing your friend Brian.
Yeah, that's not
who
bringing
really
my
was your
roommate.
best friend. Yeah,
he was just my best friend. But
Yeah.
so that was one of those things where I had to bring a girl. So I had this friend who was an ex-girlfriend of a college buddy, and I was like, she'll come. And I was very clear, just friends, and it worked. I felt like that bought me some time in the locker room.
Yeah,
Hey, they
delayed it
saw
for
him.
anybody to start raising questions about
Yeah.
what's going on with him.
Yeah.
But how do you survive in a football culture or in society when you can't be yourself, when you're hearing all the jokes and you're hearing the ridicule and you're hearing the disdain? What is going on in your head, how you're processing that and how you're feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I back then, I just took it all to heart. I remembered everything they said, and it just made me more and more depressed. Now you hear things, I don't let other people's feelings affect me. I've learned that that's really not that important. Your happiness yourself is the most important thing, and I just focus on the positives and what I can do, and not what others are, angry about for whatever reason.
In May 2017, you decided I'm going to come out publicly, but you had told your parents. Tell us the reaction that your parents had when you told them.
Yeah, so
How old were you then when you told your parents?
So I told my parents in 2012. I was just turning 30, and I'd started pushing my family out of my life. I hadn't spoke to them in a few months because I planned on ending things, and I thought that would make it easier on them. So when I did call my mom and say, hey, I'm coming to town, and she thought, I was going to be terminally ill or something because I was backing off. So when I told my mom, she was quite honestly relieved. My dad, I thought it was going to be like an Armageddon situation.
Yeah.
Things flying, but he was pretty quiet, told me he loved me, but it took him about a year to even acknowledge that I told him. And then meeting the first guy I dated, that kind of really hammered it home for him. But since then, everything's been fantastic. We're closer than we've ever been.
That's good.
Yeah.
And your advice, you have advice for parents too, who may be struggling, or what the message that they should send to their children.
Yeah, for me, I think the only thing that would have changed my outlook on things when I was a kid is if my parents at an early age just sat down and said, if you're gay, just let us know. It's all right.
okay.
It's okay. Just be yourself, be happy. We'll love you no matter what. And I think anything short of hearing that when I was younger, wouldn't have helped much. So I just encourage parents, watch what they say, have that conversation with their kids. Parents need to understand it's not a choice. I mean,
But it's not a choice.
you can
yes.
believe what you want. I respect all that, but it's really not a choice, and you're not going to change your child. So just love them and let them know they're loved.
Not only that, you said not only you have to tell them, but you have to tell them repeatedly.
Yeah.
Because most people grow up not hearing, in your book you say, most people grow up not hearing anything positive about being gay.
Yeah.
And so you said it's not just good enough to say it once, you have to say it repeatedly.
Yeah, just, kids like to know that they're loved and accepted. So just let them know, remind them, one off is good, but just keep telling them, and slowly they'll, believe you and kind of come into their own.
And it's different for everybody, but what is your message for people who are listening to you who are struggling trying to decide what to do? Because not everybody feels comfortable in coming out and sharing that part of their lives.
Yeah, everyone's situation is very different. I hear from people all the time, and I just encourage people to try to look at the positives. I never until the very end thought maybe I could come out. So just take a second, look at the positives, and realize it's never as bad as you think it's going to be, and start by telling one person that you're close to, and the feeling after doing that's amazing.
Yeah.
And that'll kind of build to the next one. But if someone isn't okay with it, that's fine. It's not the end of the world.
It's interesting when you said no. You had planned on not telling anybody, never getting married, and not acting on being gay. You were just going to be what?
After football, I was just going to be dead. I honestly planned on ending things. So.
No, you write in the book, you had a not great, but you had a very graphic visualization of how you intended to take your life, how you were going to tell your parents, and the note you were going to leave. I'm so glad you did not do that.
Yeah.
But help us understand this before we go, and I know we have to go. How the NFL damn near killed me and ended up saving my life. What does that sentence mean?
Yeah, so that has a lot to do with, the injuries and everything I went through in the NFL, which led to an addiction to painkillers. But it was the professionals on the team that noticed me going downhill that took me aside, got me the help I needed. Now, they didn't know why I was abusing the painkillers, just because I hated myself, but they recognized the problem, sent me to get help, and that ended up saving my life.
We're glad you saved your life. Do we dare ask about your personal life? Are you happy? Are you in a relationship? Do I need to find you somebody while I'm looking for myself?
I think you got good taste. Well, I am single. I am happy.
Okay, good.
And I am looking.
All right.
Yeah.
Me too.
Good.
I am happy, I'm single,
We'll help
I'm
each other
looking.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can help
There you
each
go.
other out. Ryan O'Callaghan, we thank you. Ryan's book is called My Life on the Line. It's now available wherever you like to. Maybe you and me, Ryan. That would be a story.
There you go.
Wherever you like to buy your books. Bye. I like it.